we got so lucky with Hurricane Ian because it went in just south of us. We only had the water sucked out, so our boat was safe. Now we're putting the sails back on, although one of the reefing lines got sucked into the boom, so I have to rerun it through the boom. But here we are putting the sails up, checking everything, fixing one of the reefing lines. We get the sail covers back on, and then trying to raise the Genoa in a slight breeze. Well, it took a few times, up, down, but we finally got it with the heaviest cranks of the winch, and it's back up and rolled up nice, so we're ready to go again. Gosh, no one could go out in their boat right now. It's like, well, I mean, if they were ramping it. Yeah, because when the tide comes up, it collects. So you'd get stuck with your car if you tried to go down there right now anyways. So all this blew into the marina during the hurricane. I don't know what they're going to do about this. Look at this. I can't believe this. This is this guy's sailboat, and it's stuck in the dock. And he was here earlier hammering it, trying to hammer it out of the dock. So I don't know what they're going to do to get that out, but the sailboat's all tilted over and it's stuck in the dock from the storm. Back in episode 53, we found the exhaust hose leaking right where it attaches to the transom, but there's no way to get back there, so this has gone unrepaired, and every time we run the engine, a little bit of water squirts out the exhaust hose, but it needs to be fixed. Now, I've been planning this repair for months and months. We even hired someone once to look at it, and he came up with some ideas and tried to order some products, but ultimately nothing really worked out, so I think I have an idea on how to fix it. If this air conditioning system hadn't been installed where it was, there's plenty of room to crawl back here and get to all these hoses, but in this boat you can't do it. So I have to come up with something else, as I can't remove the air conditioner. You know, if you have one of these old boats, you could have something like this old exhaust hose, and it doesn't look terrible. I mean, yeah, it does, but I mean, it worked. But look at, when I go to cut it with a razor knife, even the metal thing inside, it just broke when I bent it. So these things, they do get old and need to be replaced. Obviously, people just don't do the maintenance they're supposed to do on these, and they let stuff get old. And 9 times out of 10, I'm seeing that always creates more problems. There it goes. Oh, look at that. Okay. Oh, nasty old hose clamp. And nasty old hose. Look at that. And in here, you can see I already cut the zip ties, but there's a siphon, anti-siphon there. So I have to get those 2 hose clamps off. Oh, look at that. Oh God. Wow. So this boat stuff's hard. All right, come on, Howard. Can I twist this thing off or not? Sounds. Oh, there goes the water. Broke off the. Really don't want to drip any of this water if it does drip. It broke off. Oh God, it looks like it's intact too. That'd be great. Oh, that could be my dream come true. Oh, this thing. Oh my gosh, look at this. Well, that's from me twisting it, but what I'm happy about, God, if hopefully no, see the problem is I can't get that exhaust valve off the back. Oh God, I said back. That guy's gonna complain again in the comments that I said back instead of stern.
Vocabulary, please. What is your emergency? Yeah, hi. We got a guy calling the transom the back of the boat.
Anyways, I couldn't get this exhaust valve off the stern of the boat, off the transom, and because you can't pull it out of there because this is attached to it and won't go through the hole. So So I have some plans to replace it, but I just hope there's none of this left over there. I'm gonna have to put a camera back there and look. Whew, I'm so happy to get that out of there. And these clamps, look, they had broken and just fallen off. Well, unfortunately, the hose is still attached, so I'm not going to be able to pull the exhaust tip out the back of the boat. Oh my god, I said back again. Well, I'd hoped that maybe with one more good tug, I could pry that exhaust tip off the transom and the hose would stay inside, but I tried, and it just wouldn't come off. I'm going to have to cut a hole around the old exhaust tip. Look, $84 for a drill press. And they have it in stock. Put this in there, press it in. Can't get this bolt loose. Look over here, we got a little gauge when we pull down on this to see how deep we drill, and then to actually change speeds on this, pretty funny, look. So you loosen this and move the motor back and forth and put the pulley on different. Here, 1.74. There it is. Well, if this isn't scary, I don't know what is. A hole in the boat that close to the water. We have the hole, and we're gonna go modify this stuff at home now. I got my true plug in there. I didn't cut much fiberglass off, you see that? This is the outside, and I only cut that much fiberglass. So the original screws really won't work anymore now, which is why I have the plate. All right, I'm back home now, and this is our exhaust valve sitting on the transom, the exhaust hose that I could not reach or get off. You can see where that broke in that other video you saw. And then you can see how I angled my jigsaw in there, and I was able to cut around without losing much fiberglass. But it does, enough came off where I can't screw this on anymore. Okay. So, like that's what it'll look like from the outside. Well, I still have to wire wheel all this to clean it, but this is the idea. Like a lot of things on an old boat, this isn't perfect, but it's a whole lot better than it used to be. Now we have our holes drilled for the screws that'll go into the transom to hold this all on. I also wire wheeled my thumb a little bit, which burns. Let me get these snugged up and then I'll tighten them the rest of the way. All right, we got it all tightened up. Let's see, this is the top. We got a little bead of 5200 around when I tightened it up nice. So that's all sealed up well, and got my new holes drilled to go back on the boat. I just have to put this up there, mark the boat, drill some new holes, and I even have some nice new stainless steel screws to go in. We just need to fix that hole up on the back of the boat to accommodate the, it already fits the hose, but I have to make it accommodate the hose clamp. All right, so now I just have to kind of clear, just make this fit where the screws are so the screws don't hit. That's my next step. That's perfect. I've been planning all this out in my head for the past 6 months. We had to put the hose in from the transom instead of inside out because there's really no way to get to this area. Our air conditioning system blocks the access that you would normally have. There's manatee right there behind me. Here I got my legs dangling under the water, and these big sea cows are under me. So they're right there. See them coming up? Hopefully they don't come over here and, oh Jesus. look at this hose going way in there and there, but it goes in here and back there. So now I have to cut it in there, add the anti-siphon piece back in, and then run it down and hook it to the wet muffler. Oh my god, I got it done. So I have nice new clamps there, and then in here this hose is my loop, and I got some nice you probably can't even see in there, but nice new clamps. All looks beautiful, and this is my big loop, and then there's a siphon, anti-siphon on that. All right, I just put that back panel back on because it was off. Close all this up for a while while the engine warms, and we'll go look for leaks later. I didn't see anything though, it looked good. Looking good. Beautifully dry. Oh yeah. That's the hose clamp that I found on the transom after I took the old hose off.
Living that glamorous life.
About almost 5 knots. Today we got some McDonald's because we're trying to get out, get going after all that work.
Healthy eating.
Yeah. But we had to get it on the go today. We got some sandwiches for lunch. We're so close hauled right now. We get in the wind, we speed up to 5, and then when the wind dies, the bow comes over, the autopilot tries to steer it back, and then we lose the wind. Oh! Fast jet ski. Susie's working hard. I'm gonna hit the pole here if I don't watch out. No, we're right into the wind now, so we're motoring until we get to the bridge, and then we'll be sailing at a beam reach after that. I don't know if there's ever a time that we're sailing and we're not amazed by how the wind can create lift on the sails and pull this boat like this through the water. It is just amazing.
So we're gonna head over to a little spoil island and spoil ourselves a little bit, get into the leeward side of the wind. And here we are, just sailing away.
Geez, they're really close.
Anchors away.
Now this little island is blocking the wind, so we have less waves and a nice relaxing atmosphere for lunchtime. Alright, we are getting the paddleboard out. Susie's coming down, and we're going to take a look at that little island over there.
Feels pretty hollow. It's hollow. Well, that's the island we meant to go to, but we ended up on this island. It's a little shelly, seaweedy. That's okay. It's interesting because when you look at this island, it doesn't look like there's anything on it, or that you could even walk around inside of it, but here we are. Somebody brought their grill and left it. Chair. What is this? Fancy fire pit. Hey, check out these cool birds' nests.
Wow, 3 of them in there. Look at that hanging thing right there.
Should we take them home and bleach them and use them? Look at that. It doesn't get any more natural than that.
We'll probably look online and see how good it might smell. Dude, that's a sweet exhaust tip.
That's our anchorage. Yes.
I think because we're downwind with the high, 10 knots or whatever.
Yeah. 5.9.
5.9. Jeez.
We went from like 1 and then 2 and then a 5.8.
5.8. It doesn't feel like it because we're downwind. I mean, we're really moving good though. But the downwind, wow, it's like the apparent wind's only maybe like 6 knots. And the waves are nice because they're going with us. So it's just a very chill atmosphere. We're going 3.5 because we had to bring the sail in because we're directly downwind. It's right behind us. And it just wanted to kind of keep swaying and it was backwinding and stuff. So we're just bare poles. Shit. We're in shallow water. I need to get back over to the... So we're bare pulling at 3 knots. We were at 3.5. We got a good downwind, so this is funny. It's just bare pole sailing, which works sometimes.